Hello, welcome to Do It Yourself with Wayne. Today we're getting started with setting up the irrigation for our garden here. It's last couple of days of March here, and I got to get my timer set up for the irrigation system. And most everything is set up, but I have to disassemble everything to drain the lines for the winter time so they don't freeze and bust. This is my well house right behind me. It's a rather interesting looking contraption. I really should do a video about that someday. If you're interested, let me know. But basically, it's a 6-sided thing that's completely enclosed, and it ain't been opened up in probably 15 years, but it never freezes, it just keeps running. But anyway, my spigot for my water is right here, if you can see that. I'll zoom in here a little bit when I get a little closer. But my water spigot right there, and I got one hose pipe hooked to it. That will be disconnected. I'll be hooking my timer up. Now this is a B-hyve timer that has 4 outlets, and I'm actually using, I think I'm just using 3, but I'll probably have 4 by the end of this year. So that's why I needed one with multiple outlets, because I do different zones for different parts of my garden. Basically, I got blueberries up through there in grow bags. You can't see them, but I'll show you that maybe a little bit later. And they're on one zone. And then my raised beds up through here, one side is on a zone, the other end is on a zone. And in each raised bed and each grow bag for my blueberries have cutoff valves at each bed, just to give you an idea of how things are set up. And then over here on the far side, that you can't see obviously, I've got blackberry vines that I've recently started. They're in grow bags also. I'm not sure where they're going to end up permanently, but I'll have to set up probably my 4th line off my valve here for the blackberries. So anyway, that's what I got. So now I'm going to show you how I start setting up this stuff. I'm going to zoom in a little bit closer to my water spigot and show you what that looks like, and show setting this up a little bit closer. All right, let's get going to setting up this irrigation. Okay, the first thing I'm going to do is reinstall the batteries for my my timer. It's like this. I use lithium batteries, and if you got anything like this, it's always best to remove those batteries in the wintertime when you take these things out of service. You'll have a lot less trouble with batteries corroding inside your devices. So I reinstalled my batteries. My timer lights up, so I know we're working. Now I've got an app on my phone that I'll use to configure this after I get it set up. So the first thing I'm going to do is attach it to my well. So let's do that. See if I can get some of this stuff here out of the way so you can see a little bit better maybe. I got a 4-port divider here. Cut the water off. I'm gonna get wet a little bit here because that hose pipe was turned on. I got some really good hose nozzles. If you're interested, leave me a comment and I'll do a little video about them, but I got a brand that I use that work really well. All right, now I got this little extension on my timer, and I always use that to give a little bit of give here. I got well, this is a pressure regulator here. I'm on a well, so I really probably don't need the pressure regulator, but I go ahead and run it anyway. And so I'll screw this in, make sure the gasket's in there, screw that on. All right, let's see. Yeah, I think I need to readjust my camera because you can't see my timer now. But anyway, I hook it on here. I leave these other ports on here because I can leave those turned on or turned off. I need to tighten that up a little bit, I guess. And then I have extra ports that if I need my hose pipe for something, I can hook it on here and still not have to disconnect my timer to do that. All right, I'm gonna readjust and get down here so I can show you hooking up the irrigation lines. Now these are the lines that plug into my drip irrigation controller, and unfortunate for me, I didn't label which one goes to which zone. Always make sure your little gaskets are in there, but I'm pretty sure this is number 1. So I'm gonna screw it in here. I can always switch these around if I get them wrong. And this one, that's 3. This is number 2, I'm pretty sure. So I'll go ahead and hook it up. And this one will be number 3. I know this is number 3 for sure because it goes to the far side, or the far right side of my garden beds. So I know that's 3. Got a little grit in it. As you can see, I got extra pipe here. A lot of times I'll do this just in case something needs to be repaired in the future. I got extra pipe. I can always put a coupling here and add to it, but I tend to just leave some extra. I need to do something to make this look a little neater, but I generally do use some extra pipe at the ends just in case I need to make some corrections at some point or repairs or something. So anyway, that's how I hook this end up. Now I'll get to my app and we'll see if they work. Okay, the next thing I want to do is test the zones. And I got an app right here. You see the black and yellow outlined in white. That's the B-hyve app. It's Bluetooth connected. Takes it a minute. I hope you can see this in my phone. I'm trying to record it from my camera and it's not the best image. I apologize for that, but kind of working with what I got here. Maybe that'll be a little bit better. There it shows up. Now down here at the bottom, hopefully you can see it. I got zones right there. I touched that. It shows me my different zones. I'm sorry this image isn't any better. I touched the zone for number 1, which is my blueberries. It has a setting there for test. I hit test. It'll ask me how long I want it to run. I hit the plus. And at that point, the B-hyve irrigation thing turns on just for port 1. And I turned off all the zones to my blueberry bushes except for the very last one. And I'll let that run for a few minutes just to flush the line. And then I'll close them and open them up for the blueberries and make sure they all work. So that's what I'm doing next. So let's go. Okay, I'm up here at my last blueberry bush, and this variety is called Pink Lemonade. It's one of my smallest bushes. It's not doing nearly as well as the other varieties, but it's still living and it still produces. But it's the last on the line, so that's the one I'm going to show you. Basically, I got a cutoff valve right here. I had just turned it back on before I started the video. I've got these lines coming off. I got a piece of solid line up to right there. And then I got a section of the drip line that I put around the plant, kind of toward the outside. And all my blueberry bushes are set up that way. Now I'm going to turn that zone 1 back on and see if we get water up here to drip irrigate this blueberry bush. All right, this thing's sinking again. All right, test, start. Okay, I should get some water here in a jiffy. There we go, you might be able to hear this. And the line is dripping. Exactly what it's supposed to do. And all my blueberries down through here have the same drip irrigation set up. And I'll just go down through there and make sure they're all working, and this zone will be ready to go, ready for the season. So there you have it. That's how I set up my drip irrigation in the springtime. As I said, all this stuff is set up in years past, but I had to disable it and drain the lines for the winter time. But as you can see, I got 4 foot by 16 foot raised beds. The only thing I've got planted in them right now is the first 2 beds is strawberries and asparagus. The asparagus isn't doing good, but the strawberries look great. And the rest of them are just waiting to be planted. It's about time to start putting some seeds in the ground. I do have some tomato plants that are ready to go in the garden. I hope to be doing that in the next day or two. But you can see the blueberry bushes over there. Those are my better ones. And then the raised garden beds down through here. And yeah, you can't hardly see them from here, but down there near the end is the blueberry bushes, or blackberry bushes that are already in grow bags. And they're not set up for drip irrigation yet, but I will be setting that up a little later to make sure that they're, watered timely during the summer, especially the heat of the summer. Sometimes I run this thing every day. Sometimes I run it once or twice a week, just depending on the weather. But anyway, that's how I set up my drip irrigation. If you got any questions, leave me a comment. I'd love to hear your thoughts. I do have other videos about setting up my drip irrigation, some in more detail, some about the more parts, the parts that I use and how I got them set up. Some of the lines are underground, some are not. But I had reasons for everything I did, so I'll link to those other videos down in the description if you're interested. And I'll also put a link to the drip timer that I use, that B-hyve timer with the 4 ports. They also have single and double port timers if you're interested in that. But I'll put a link to those in the description as well. But if you have any questions or comments, just leave me a comment. I'll be happy to answer questions as best I can. So at this point, I just say thanks for visiting Do It Yourself with Wayne, and we hope you have a great gardening season.